Then we'll. Okay, now we're live. Go ahead.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so yeah, hi everyone. My name is Magic. Yeah, so as an anesthetist, obviously, I'm not directly involved in computers, I suppose, in one sense, but in another sense, I use a lot of machinery, I use a lot of equipment, and uh, everything is going kind of electronic. We're trying to get rid of paper, getting paperless records, electronic prescribing, and things like that. And it's really when I've been seeing some of that stuff about how old the IT, especially in the UK. I mean, maybe it's better in the States, but in the UK, it's just all very the last century, you know. I remember the electronic prescribing thing program that we got was put on these Windows tablets, and then we found out that it doesn't work in tablet mode and only works in desktop mode. So go figure, you know.
Well,
Um,
I know that Noah has his father's medical practice all on Linux, so that might be a resource.
Yeah,
yeah,
but Noah, is available to do the IT and tech support all the time, and well,
mm,
more or less all the time. But
yeah.
so I don't know how good of an example that really is. But you use Linux at home, I assume.
Yeah. So basically, I've been using Linux now since 2011. Um, and it is tangentially related to anesthesia in the sense that I had some fellowship exams that I had to do, similar to boards in the UK, in the US. And, most of my time went with that, as well as, working, ridiculous hours at the hospital and all that sort of stuff. Once I had those exams, I suddenly had a huge amount more free time. It was like, oh, I've got time now to actually enjoy and do things which I've had interest in. And I used to be interested in computers when I was younger. And then I had this really old Centrino laptop, which it had Windows XP, used to take 5 minutes to boot up. And someone told me about, well, you can get this you can get an alternative operating system. They didn't say Linux. They just said there's an alternative operating system. And the one that I found was actually a clone of the old Amiga OS.
Yep.
And I was a crazy Amiga fan. I've still got an Amiga 1200 and all the games and
Mm.
everything like that, from when I was a teenager. So I started, so that was my first kind of, burning onto a CD and then loading it up and thinking, wow, this is like really, really quick, and it's made my laptops functional now. Let me just dig a little bit deeper into this, and then realize that it was a distro that was basically based on a Linux kernel, and then that then started going into Ubuntu because everybody it's one of the it is still one of the more common, if you
Mhm.
put Linux into Google, you'll get Ubuntu come up. And then it kind of all started from there, and I started putting different versions of different distros on different machines, and dual booting with this, with that. I tried to convert my family over to Linux, and they almost got there in that it would manage for a while, and then somebody would want to get a new device, and then it would be a case of, and oh, well, shall I put Linux on it? No, Windows is fine. Oh, okay, fine. Um, and so yeah, I've been jumping around like a distro hopper. That's why I like Distro Hopper's Digest.
Woohoo!
And the other thing that I got, because I was into technology, the other thing I got into was Android. And this was again 2011, 2012. The smartphone boom is really kind of kicking off. ROMs and kernels, and then oh, that's got a Linux kernel as well. All right, that's interesting. Let me
That would have been the
I'm just
heyday of like the HTC HD2 2010
so
2011
yeah,
kind
so my first one was a HTC Hero. That was my first one. Um, and then I had the Nexus S, which was the second Nexus device. I remember thinking about getting the HTC HD2. I remember thinking about it, and I think it was just I thought, oh, it's a bit too big that. You think
How do you-
nowadays, yeah,
How do you spell your name, Majid?
MAJID.
Majid.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay,
it's like magic with a D at the end.
and then Rettler, Chris, right? Okay.
Yep.
You said you work with IPTV. Is there a lot of Linux at work, or are you another just enthusiast at home, or?
A little bit of both. There, some of our servers and our backends and things ran in Linux, and I kept pushing whenever we were going to upgrade some stuff to try and push for Linux kind of things. But majority of my Linux stuff is hobby stuff at home. Kind of like him. It started with the Android. I had the Droid Aries when it first came out, and been stuck with Android since then because I love it. Then I went and I started playing with ones on my laptop, doing the dual booting, like you said. Of course, started with Ubuntu because I was told that was the most user-friendly one. So I started with that, and then jumped into other
Used
things.
to be.
Yeah, last year I built my first Arch build from the ground up, and that was fun. I don't think I'd do it again, but it was fun. And then once I
That's
found
what I'm
Mint,
thinking of doing actually.
once I found Mint, I was like, no, this is the one I love.
Well, I got you guys added onto the script and onto the spreadsheet. So.
And Kai, you run Linux, don't you?
She is not here.
There she is. She just unmuted.
Ah.
Kai. Can't hear you, Kai. Yeah, push the talk set or something. And she muted and unmuted again.
Chris, have you tried Big Linux? I have mentioning anyone that can deal with Arch should be running Big Linux, my opinion.
I'm going to
I'll give it a
disagree
shot. I'll check it out.
and say that people that want to run Arch and want a really full-featured Arch should try Garuda. Oh, crap, it's Leo.
Oh,
hey, Leo.
It's Leo.
And Bill.
Look, I just heard that there were people gonna come on the show and do some stuff. So I wanted to come on and say, hey.
Hey,
we're doing the whole new host thing again.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
This is the entire. I haven't been in the round tables for a little while, and that's exactly why I'm here. I wanted to meet the new guys before a new episode dropped.
Do you want to come back? Try and get your numbers pumped up a little bit again.
you're behind me by 5.
Yeah, Joe's already beaten me long time ago.
Oh,
and, Moss
Joe's
caught up.
Joe's getting ready to catch up the next place.
Ooh,
What did I just post?
Is that Isaac?
I can't catch up to Rob.
James
no
is next.
no.
Oh no, we're all ahead of Isaac. You're ahead of Isaac.
Oh, I think I'm tied with Joe Ressington, right?
No, you're not. You're 2 ahead of Joe Ressington.
Sucker, I win.
and
I remember you bringing that up on an episode, and I emailed Joe and I said, "Hey, they're talking a little smack about you, dude."
Oh, dude, Joe reached out to me and was like, "What are they talking about?"
You're about to be knocked off your holy mountain.
Let me give you the numbers again here. Rob Hawkins 245, Scott 206, James 120, Joe 114, and then me at 85 and Leo at 80.
Oh, so I'm about to catch up to James.
Yeah, you're only 6 behind James.
Well, I've got company. I just wanted to drop in and say, hey, new folks, and I am listening. I have been listening. I think like the past 5 episodes, I've been pretty religious about listening. And I missed Bill on the last episode. I didn't hear Bill on the last episode.
Bill wasn't on the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was at the Mid-America Trucking Show down in Louisville. So.
And then the episode before that, he was having the aliens probe him.
Oh yeah, y'all want to hear about that?
Gross.
Probably,
I'm gonna leave.
Probably.
I gotta go back and do it again.
Oh, you have to get another one?
Oh, I know exactly.
They found something?
Maybe a couple more. Oh yeah, they found something.
Oh man.
No, it is what it is.
The hope is that it grows so slowly that it doesn't matter.
I pretty much prepared myself for the idea that was probably going to happen anyway. So So it is what it is.
Well, before I go, Bill, good luck on all that, by the way. I hope it turns out to be a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
But for the 3 new folks, I want to say, man, and I know Joe and Moss and Bill are probably going to tell you the same thing, but don't take yourself too seriously. That was the thing.
Oh, fake it till you make it. I mean, that's all
you
I do.
try your best, but imposter syndrome is real.
It is huge.
Oh, we all felt
And I'm a real
terrible.
imposter.
Like it was that first couple of episodes is really hard.
Yeah.
Because you don't
Oh, man.
know if what you're saying is a good thing or whatever. But
Plus the fact Rob just dumped it on us.
well,
No,
true.
Isaac just dumped it on us. Rob stuck around,
That's
Hey,
true.
one episode.
But
he was in the background the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't say anything really, except for when Rob called on him. I'm pretty sure the guy was like coding while on the show. But that was it. Like around episode 3 to 5, somewhere in there.
We're not
But-
leaving. We just want more hosts.
Yeah. When I stopped taking myself so seriously, stopped worrying too much about what everybody was going to think about my performance on the show, I really started to open up, and that is, I think, my favorite part. Like after that, it was fun. It was just fun. So have fun.
You can't be afraid to be wrong.
Oh
If you're
God.
wrong, let somebody tell you you're wrong. Have a discussion about it.
I've turned that into an art form.
Right?
Well, that's actually my
I
favorite
turned
thing
that
about
into
it.
asking the audio editor to cut my stuff.
No.
Not gonna happen, brother.
That was my favorite thing about it, though, is that I think Joe was wrong all the time, and I was wrong maybe once, but
Except for that whole Demon Damon thing.
it's still
Yeah,
Demon.
you're
It's still Damon.
It's still Damon.
But
You're outvoted.
but when it forces audience engagement when you're wrong, because there's always going to be that one person that's like, by the way, that
What
isn't
you
correct.
said was
And then-
wrong.
No. They said
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
We're
I'll leave
doing
you with that.
Django again, are we?
Yeah. I'll leave you with that. Don't take yourself so seriously. Have a good time. And I will try. I actually will try to make it back on the show sometime. I meant to do episode 400, but that didn't work out. So anyway,
You can come back for 500.
you know what? If y'all are still around for 500, I might actually do that.
Somebody
that's
will
gonna
be.
That's like, what, 5 years from now or something?
No.
There's
No,
20
we're at
like
26
years.
episodes a year.
So, okay, so 3 years from now-ish. 3-ish years. Okay. So if y'all are still on in 3 years.
Be somewhere around New Year's.
I'm too
Anyhow.
stubborn to quit.
I have missed both of the 100 episodes I've been on.
Yeah.
No mic over here.
Actually, the next show on Wednesday for the Linux Link Tech Show is number 1000. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, if you
You
guys
gotta
want
make
to
that
join
one
for
then.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on it. Unless I'm in the hospital, I'm going to be on. Maybe even if I'm in the hospital, I'm going to be on it.
I mean,
You just do that
gotta
on
just
Mumble,
log
don't
in
you?
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that one's on Mumble.
Our next Distro Hoppers is episode 42.
Oh, I heard Eric Adams is on this one.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
I want to come on there and talk about Mac OS because I'm getting ready to.
I got one right here. Let's go.
I'm gonna do a quick. How do you even say that? Quick emu. Quick emu.
Because it's emulation software. Yeah.
Oh, see, I never.
QEMU.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
QEMU or Kimu.
Quemu.
I had a
Queenie.
friend back in the day named Kimu. So it works either way.
Everybody's got a cooler name than me.
I'm trying to get this midget named Kai to talk on the show.
Well,
Well, good luck.
last time Chris said something, his mic was still off, so it didn't count.
Well, either way, I got company. So peace out, Rettler, anesthetist. Y'all have a good first show. I will be listening, and I will anonymously talk shit to everybody. So
Sounds good.
Awesome.
That's a bad word.
Sounds just like the internet.
Yes, I will be the internet for you. All right, y'all take it easy. Have a good weekend. I look forward to it.
I thought the internet was that little white box.
Are we fixing
With the
your
blinky
Discord?
red light on top.
Yes,
Yep.
just tad.
See y'all.
See ya.
Bye.
Can you all
See you,
hear?
mate.
Well, you can hear me. Hold on. Let me turn this mic off.
Ooh, he's gonna say some nasty stuff.
Mm.
All right, so I'm late. Who do we have here?
We got Majid and we
Hi.
got
Greetings. And who?
Chris.
Chris. Are you the one that I can see?
Yeah, the one you can't see is Joe's daughter.
Oh. Something's happening. What do we got going on here? Okay.
Joe just
Can I
hacked
ask
into
a
his
question?
daughter's.
I was just
Can I-
thinking. I wish there was two of him.
Can I ask a question? Is having a beard a necessary requisite for this podcast?
No.
Because
Having a neck beard is such a stereotype that we all kind of just do it.
No,
Well,
I have been
you're-
known to chop mine off from time to time, maybe once a year.
I got to
Keep
tell
it
you,
off as long as I can stand it.
I'm feeling kind of inferior now, though, that I'm looking around at all these. Gosh, like men don't have enough things to worry about.
So our next spinoff is Beardcast.
Yeah,
Last
I remember
week
making the joke
beard
in the
and I
UK.
shaved it off.
In the UK, we have this thing called Movember, where as a kind of awareness thing, health awareness for men's, health problems like prostate cancers and stuff like that. People, grow mustaches in November, hence Movember, and they do it for charity and all this kind of stuff. I was trying to get one called Decembeard, but that didn't really kick off as well.
Love it. Yeah, that's fantastic. So I don't know if
Mine was growing for 2 years before I shaved it. Once I resigned from the fire department locally, I was like, I'm growing my beard.
Yeah. Well, see,
Well, Joe and I have this problem where we have extremely sensitive skin and really, really thick beards, and those do not go good against a razor blade.
mine just grows so terribly slow. This is like 2 months right here.
Oh,
And Joe, he's growing his like hourly. That's like 4 hours right there.
well, you saw when I cut
I
mine
mean-
off, it only took 2 or 3 weeks to have it look like a beard.
Yeah. And
mine's just 2 days growth. What are you on about?
yeah, there you go.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
It's the joke about, it's the joke about Indian people. What's God's idea of a joke? Put the hairiest people in the world in the hottest part of the world. Yeah.
It does seem to happen that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. We are quite hirsute as a race, Indians, I must say.
So, what state is your family from?
So they're from Karnataka state, which is Bangalore. So it's southern India.
Yeah.
That's where my mom and dad come from. But then they came to the UK, before I was born. So I'm a Brit born and bred.
Okay. Well,
I do have to once in a while go back though to see relatives and stuff like that and get diarrhea and come back.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of poetry, of course, translated into English from the Kannada language.
All right, from Canada. All right, okay.
And I've got some friends actually on the other side of the country in Chennai.
Oh, okay, yeah. Got a sister-in-law from Chennai.
As you can see, I do have Lord Ganesha on the background here. I am
won't
not your
talk about
typical
the
white
things in
man.
my background.
You got cool stuff. You got like single man stuff, even though you're married.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
That's
it
the
ain't
dream,
right.
isn't it? That's the dream, isn't it? To
Yeah.
still live like a single man and be, I haven't managed that. So.
I have been married for 20 years now. And yeah, we get along
She let
pretty
you keep
well.
her stuff, huh?
More or less. As long as I keep it in the garage.
Oh, you're in the garage. That's
Yeah, well, I haven't had much luck with women.
This is
But,
my little girl.
I'm on wife number 6, but this one has at least lasted over 6 years. So
If you've got a woman presently, you really shouldn't be saying things like, I'm not having much luck with women.
this
You
has
are
not
asking
been the
for it.
best 6 years of my life, but it is getting better.
Well, it's tough these days, right? It's not, I mean,
Had
men
to
have always
import her
had,
from Canada too.
yeah,
Bill,
well,
how old are you?
me,
Yeah.
50.
How old's your youngest?
Youngest is 9,
Yeah, your life's gonna suck for a long time now.
and she's a girl. She's the only girl.
Oh,
And yeah, everything that goes along with that. The oldest is 30.
My youngest is a girl as well. She's 10.
Oh, actually,
and,
she is 10. Yeah. So
yeah, and having just dealt with teenage boys, because my boys are 18 and 16, and thinking that was horrible. Everybody has told me that girls are much worse.
They are.
So I'm
Girls
really not
are
looking
much
forward to
worse.
it.
They're terrible. They're horrible.
Yeah, my 15-year-old, she's a handful. She's right here listening to me.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them, but only one of them is sitting here listening to me. The other one was
yeah,
pretty
that's
bad, too.
enough. They talk to each other.
This
getting
one was
back
way
to hardware,
worse.
I already showed Joe this, but I got this new Kingston A400 drive I'm going to put in my main machine. I decided not to do it before the show.
Are you not using that audio interface anymore, or what?
I am not using it this time.
You're,
However, they have promised to send me a new one.
you're hooked up over USB then?
Yes.
Okay.
These Q2Us have fairly decent preamps built into them. They're fine. They're not 192 kilohertz, but they're good enough, I think. I mean, he sounds good right now, I think.
Yeah.
And if I get up to the mic, because they are really not only directional, but they are, you have to be on them to actually be heard well.
And that's a good thing, because that means it's blocking out a lot of noise.
Yeah, I did the last Full Circle Weekly News, which just came out today, with my next door neighbor mowing my lawn right beside me, and you didn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
Like this one,
nice.
it picks up everything. If I turn my fan on, you're going to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Get you one of
Well,
these.
hey, I got this little USB fan I showed off a few times that I've had it
cool.
on, and Joe, I plug it into my USB hub right behind here, and it's right behind the microphone, and you don't hear a thing.
Oh, I heard the difference there.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Only while you're talking. When you stop talking, it cuts out. It's got a noise gate built in. Of course, Discord's doing some of that too. But
Well, these are cool because you get those USB batteries at Walmart, and you can just plug it in, and it's a handheld fan.
I built my own.
And you can just
Yeah.
backfeed all that static electricity back into your USB bus. It's great.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No. I mean, you get the little batteries
Girl, hand me that
from
battery
Walmart.
right there.
Oh yeah, that would be all right.
No, I built my own.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of these from old 18650 batteries.
Sweet.
I even have a YouTube video of me putting one of these together.
Oh, cool.
So has anybody looked at Ubuntu Cinnamon? I said
not since we had Joshua Pesach on the show.
Right.
Okay, so it's been given the status of a full-on flavor now. And I installed it on a KVM and gave it a good look, and I got to tell you, it's every bit as usable as Cinnamon on Mint is. And
well, they also included all the Mint tools, which no other
Yeah.
distro on Ubuntu does.
They include all the Mint tools as well.
Yes.
I mean, they're all on
Okay.
GitHub. I don't. It's just a PPA away.
True, but I would have thought that they would have used that as a differentiator.
Well,
Well,
they probably use the Ubuntu program manager, but they've got Mint Stick, and they've got there were like 4 or 5 Mint tools that they included.
I think those are all part of the Cinnamon meta package, though, like
Could
the
be.
Mint Stick and all that. But they're using GNOME software for the software center, Things like that are different, but those are you're still basically getting, except for you've got the full snap support right out of the box, which I mean I hate to say it, my opinion is in some cases it's a little better. The story with Firefox is apparently I start Firefox up and it just starts and runs.
Yeah.
I mean, all the problems that Snap was having with that have seemed to have dissolved, I guess. But I kind of like. I mean, it's cinnamon with the Yaru theming. It's basically what you've got, and it just feels like what Ubuntu would look like if it was running a proper desktop like Cinnamon.
There was a lot of clickbaity articles going around saying now that Ubuntu Cinnamon is an official flavor, then what's the point of Linux Mint? Which I thought was a little bit.
Wow.
I mean, it was clickbait titles. I didn't think that was. I think it was just a way of getting people to click on them. But I mean, that was why I was a little bit surprised by the Mint tools, because I thought they would have used something to try and differentiate. Can I ask a quick question?
No.
So Mint has mainly gone for flat packs, hasn't it?
Yes.
And obviously, Canonical wants all the flavors to have snaps by default and not have flat pack by default. Is that must be a purely business decision? I don't think there's a technical reason for that, is there?
I think you've got
Canonical
this.
still owns the back end of Snap.
Yeah.
And
you've got this
they are
perception.
going for an IPO, and they have to get all their ducks in a row for the people to say, okay, this is a good business plan.
Honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner, because you've got this perception that all of these flavors are just basically Ubuntu with a different desktop sitting on top of it. That would be the perception of anybody that would be coming out of nowhere and seeing this. So, the fact that some of them went all in on Flatpak, and then some of them kind of offered a little bit of both, and then then some of them just kind of leaned one way or the other. It seemed fragmented. It seemed unorganized, and like I said, they're not keeping you from using Flatpak. It's still just an apt install away, and then gonna get integrated into the software stores just as easy. So I don't see it as a negative thing, and they're not taking it off of people's current installations. So I mean, is it
also a server thing? Because I don't understand the technicalities of this bit, but apparently snaps are better for servers, and obviously Ubuntu server is a big thing. Is that a reason as well?
Well, the whole Flatpak thing, the whole Flatpak story just doesn't exist on the server side, really. It was really just kind of made for the desktop, and a lot of your
Red Hat.
But Red Hat hasn't built a Nextcloud Flatpak that you just Flatpak install Nextcloud and you've got a Nextcloud stood up, and all you got to do is point a domain at it. That doesn't exist, whereas it does exist on the Snap side. You can install WordPress with a Snap. You can do that with Docker as well, but it just doesn't. You don't have that same story on the Flatpak side. It was really kind of taking the container idea and technology and applying it to desktop application. What it really meant to solve was we've got you have desktop operating systems that need to run on this tool chain and this set of libraries, and my application over here runs better on this set of libraries and this set of tool chains. How do I distribute my software in a way that works everywhere, and I can control the tool chain from top to bottom? And the containerization was pretty much the way they solved that. It was either the containerization or you do the Windows route, where you just provide a spaghetti soup of backwards compatibility code in your operating system, and that's just not how Linux works. Linux, when we're doing huge release upgrades, we're going from one huge code base to another sometimes. I mean, when we went from Python 2 to Python 3, that was, for a lot of people, that was a pretty sudden seismic change in tool chains and libraries and all that. Flatpak and Snap fix that problem by saying we'll just package all of the libraries and tool chains you need up into the Flatpak, and then you don't have to. It doesn't matter what tool chain the underlying OS is running, because it's all, everything this application needs is going to be right here. And on Canonical's part, you've got this perception that Canonical is standing behind the software that comes by default on the operating system. So if Ubuntu Mate comes out of the box with Flatpak, then there's this perception that Canonical is maintaining or supporting in a proper professional manner these Flatpak applications. That's just not the case, whereas they can say that they're in complete control of the Snap ecosystem. So it doesn't surprise me.
Well, I'm only surprised because I heard the original plan for the IPO was April, and I haven't heard anything lately.
Yeah, I suppose the fact that it is being forced now has probably got a lot to do with money. Or it was just not, it wasn't noticed until now, or we're in a time right now where we're seeing desktops being added to that list of flavors. So now maybe it's getting a little bit more attention than it has in the past. Because I think, Ubuntu Mate has been kind of a dynamic out in the community sort of project, but I think it's been more popular as far as the community goes than any of the others. You just don't hear as much buzz.
I just looked at the latest article, which is April 21st of 2022, which only says Canonical now hopes to IPO in 2023. It does not give a month.
Yeah. But you get all the
IPO for years.
You want to get, go ahead.
I was saying I've been hearing them talking about an IPO for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for a few years they were denying it.
I think it's inevitable at this point, but you want to get all the ducks in the row in plenty of time. Number one, for the IPO, but also number two, in time for the next LTS.
Well, you know what happens when you get your ducks in a row? Got a straight line of duck shit across the lawn.
Well, I hate that. All right, so are we going to talk about so are you guys, what kind of equipment you guys have? You have microphones, or are we just going to wing it?
I think Chris said he had a microphone. He's just on his phone right now. Majid is on his phone right now, but I don't think he's got a microphone.
I haven't got one yet, no.
Okay.
I do have one at home that I can use, and
we found out if you go to 3 Fat Truckers on YouTube, I found out that these Q2Us, I basically just ran a USB cable to my phone, and then Steve went around the show interviewing people, and it looks and sounds professional. It sounds great.
Wow.
.uk. I actually interviewed one of the interviews I'm really proud of is one of the guys that's a higher up on the Punjabi Trucking Association. He was and he was I got to learn to speak that language now because we're going to be interacting quite a bit. There's been nobody. See, you've got a lot.
Ever.
Okay, Amazon right now has the Samsung Q2U for £74.64.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I was just saying Punjabi has the best swear words of any language. I'm not going to tell you them though, but has some real good ones.
We've got this problem here in the States where the biggest immigrant workforce change right now is people, Punjabi speaking and Sikh community people are moving into the trucking industry, and in the United States, there's this terrible misconception. They see the headdress, and they see the headdress on CNN, and ignorance is a disease that spreads faster than anything else, I think, and they think it's the same thing. And we was interviewing this guy. One of the things he does is education, and it's really interesting. Give it a look.
Another thing that you will need, Mudgeet, is a boom arm. And I just looked up the Newer. It's £16.99.
God, I've got, like, if you were here, I've got
A boom arm.
Yeah,
like
it
this.
attaches to your desk and holds your microphone up off. The Samsung comes with a stand, but it just sits on your desk, and if your desk gets any vibration, it'll pick that up.
The best ones are made by Newer, Neewer.
And I've got it here, and I'm trying to find a way to send him the link. Here, come on, give me a link. Don't want to capture the whole bloody. There is a newer model of this item for £26.99. No thanks. Just get the £16.99.
Oh yeah, I found it.
And it's not always newer. It's just something different. Because there's like 2 different sizes of these things that you can get. One, I've got a smaller. Well, I've got like 6 of these things.
Tons of adapters.
Yeah.
Goosenecks. Oh look!
So
our
anyhow,
microphone's working now.
Ha ha! Someone's echoing.
Yes.
You're
Go in the other
here.
room. Then you can talk from in there.
You sound like a boxing announcer in this corner.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
All right, now everybody say hi to Kai.
Hi to Kai.
Good morning.
Kai to hi.
Hi, Kai.
Hi, Kai.
Hello.
Is that her full name, Kai?
Kaya.
Because I have a daughter named Kyrie that we call Kai.
No.
I needed it.
Kaya.
Party.
So
Sorry, I was talking to Mom.
This is my regular size cup of coffee for you new people.
and this is why he's so wiry.
That's
I am
my,
not wiry.
That's my small size cup of coffee.
Yeah, I don't do power drink.
That's what I keep my creamer.
No, I
in.
meant the
That's
size of
just
your
Dr.
cup.
Pepper.
Yeah, this is just
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper.
What kind
Zero
of coffee?
sugar. That stuff there is hard
I
to
just
find.
picked up a whole bunch of Death Wish.
What kind
Yeah, I
of-
drink Death Wish. I love Death Wish.
I like coffee that doesn't carry me across the room. Amazon has their own brand of Colombian that is pretty darn good. I'm about to switch to decaf just to see if it helps my kidneys any. And they have the same thing, Amazon decaf.
Kai learned to mute.
Punched up together, so I'm writing it again.
All right, so for the benefit of the new guys, what I will do, and actually you guys need to know this too. When we're going to do the next show, I'm going to send a link to the VDO room that we're going to use. I've enabled Pro Audio, and a couple of other keys on the. We lost somebody. Pro Audio fixes a couple of problems that we've had in the past, and it unlocks the higher sound bit rates. We were having some serious problems on OTC, and I got a hold of Steve Seguin, and he was telling me, "Are you using Pro Audio?" I said, "Well, no." Well, that's what you need to do. So I will add that to the string.
Have you added them to the Nextcloud?
What's that?
Nextcloud.
Right. Add what to the Nextcloud?
Them.
Oh, the new guys?
host.
No.
They have to be able to write script, you know?
Yeah, I need email addresses because that's how it works. It sends out.
Well, I made sure that both of their emails went to mintCast at mintcast.com. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I emailed. Yeah, so I remember.
Nonetheless, he still needs to have an email to get onto the Nextcloud.
So we just have these two guys right here then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking there was like 3 or 4.
There was a third one, but the third one said that he had to reevaluate after talking to his family, and he wasn't going to have the time.
Well, Eric says that he might be able to get the time, but doesn't want to overcommit right now, and he hasn't even done his first distro hoppers yet.
Ah. Okay.
But,
So
he has some medical issues. And,
I will.
When do you guys actually record the episode?
Sunday.
We live stream.
Next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, tomorrow. But
Yes,
next
we have
Sunday.
meetings every Saturday. The in-between one is live streamed. The other one is not. And we just make sure our ducks are in a row for the Sunday podcast afterwards.
We do not use this to make the actual show. We use a bit of open source.
Video Ninja.
The VDO Ninja. It runs in your browser. There's nothing you have to. I'll put a link right here on the general page. You click on that link and it'll take you right to the page. It looks like Zoom or something. Well, it looks like this, kind of. And except it broadcasts over a URL, and I'm able to pipe that directly into OBS Studio.
And you'll need to be careful because UK goes on summertime different times and comes off summertime different times than the US does. So there will be
we've recently gone forward an hour. We've recently gone forward an hour now. So we're on BST now. British summertime.
So what time is it?
So at the moment, right now, it is 8:37 in the evening.
Okay.
So next week on
20:37
Sunday
for your 5 hours.
So next week on Sunday at 8 p.m., that'll be the time the show starts. You'll want to be on.
And next week on Saturday at 8 p.m. for a show.
For a meeting. Quick meeting.
Yeah.
And this upcoming show will most likely be us doing something very similar to what we're doing here and interviewing you guys, asking you questions, except we'll add in how did you get started with Linux, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
A little bit of an
what's your
origin
most embarrassing story?
Yeah.
How long did you spend in prison, et cetera, et cetera?
Yep. And
have you stopped beating your wife? You know.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Majid, and I'm an alcoholic, etc. That kind of
Hi.
You'll fit right in if you're an alcoholic.
We've been known to drink a time or two doing mintCast, and well, we haven't done it lately because that was something.
Sounds
good. We usually don't do that on mintCast itself. We usually do it on this show.
On Roundtable,
Roundtable show. And
Roundtable has gone straight off the rails in the past.
Get yourself a big old glass.
You said I was holding it pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
I was fine. That one time we was doing that, I was fine until I tried to get up my stairs over there. And have you ever fallen upstairs? That was interesting.
It's not fun, but I have.
But yeah, I will have your Nextcloud access and everything. I need to go through that anyway because there's a couple people in there that need to be removed.
Well, the Saturday Streamcast goes on as long as we feel like it going on, and you can leave at any time. The Saturday meeting just before the show is usually pretty short because we usually know what we're doing by then.
Mm-hmm. When is that? When do we know what we're doing?
Well, we either know what we're doing or we've given up trying to figure it out.
I've been known to pretend a time or two.
And then Sunday can go long. We have had shows over 3 hours.
We did one. I think the longest one I've ever been on was the one where we were talking about our paid subscriptions that we were all taking part in.
Well, that's because you kept talking and adding more subscriptions and more subscriptions.
Because you kept reminding me, man, I got more, and I've made some serious.
And I went at the end, so I kept cutting mine down because I didn't need to talk about what y'all already talked about.
Yeah, that was an eye opener for real because that was like 30 some odd subscriptions, but a lot of it I just. Some of it, I got rid of some of it. I got rid of some of the Linode stuff, and because that was before I was self-hosting literally everything. And
well, anyhow, we need to get the two of you on the Nextcloud so that you can start working on adding in your parts of the script.
I'll have that worked out. You said their email addresses are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Majid and Chris. You can see
Okay.
both of their. You should be able to see both of their emails.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have that sorted probably by the end of the weekend, I hope.
I've also
If not,
added them to
then
crew so that they can see the other Discord rooms.
okay. And then look for the link to the video room right here on the general page on Discord.
Okay.
And everybody's going to need to click that because it'll, and then make you a little, I don't know. What I do is I take, it's the only thing I use Chromium for because it seems to work better in Chromium than anything else. And then I
Bill,
make,
does this look like your old box?
no,
The X whatever it was?
His box was way bigger.
Oh, well, this is the EBXYA.
That's what his boyfriend told me anyway.
I was waiting for that joke.
And if they send me a new one and let me keep this one, I'm going to send this one to Joe to let him troubleshoot it.
Why? What's it doing?
Well, you heard last show. I bumped it just before the show and it cut
You
me
looked
off,
at it
and then
funny?
I bumped it during the show, and
What type
you got
of-
that screech.
What type of
It's-
USB connector does it have?
the USB-B, just like a printer or
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 10
and
minutes work.
they're shit. I mean,
10 minutes work.
you have a way
Okay.
of fixing that? What would you do?
I would go in and make sure all the solder joins on the inside are correct, because most likely when you're bumping it, it's like causing one of the solder joins that's cold solder or whatever to disconnect and reconnect. So I would go in and I would just heat up each of the joins and then try it again.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I've never had good luck with those. This Focusrite, this Scarlett uses USB-C, so
I did let them know in my complaint that I've seen this on almost every 4 and 5 star review that, well, the first box glitched out, but they sent me a new one and it works great. I'm going, you should have got your quality control in mind by now.
it's just those USB-B jacks. I don't know. That's why I went with this Focusrite because it's USB-C.
Probably
Which-
converted to USB to a USB 3.0. One of the bigger ones, the wider one.
Yeah, that would be USB-A. You mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fine too. So, all right, I'll get this stuff worked out. I'm gonna
Okay.
get off here for right now.
I see you guys. I got to drive to Clone if I can get my machine open.
Quick show for today.
Yeah. Have a good
Yeah,
one.
guys,
Nice meeting you
best get
guys.
going as well. It was nice
Okay,
meeting you all. Hopefully see you
I
next
will.
week.
You as well.
Yep,
See you
we'll
next
see ya.
Saturday and then Sunday.
We'll put some. We'll get you the link for the show notes, and then we will start putting questions in there, et cetera, et cetera. Just,
Be looking at your email for the invitation to the next cloud.
and be ready
then-
to fill out your bi-weekly wanderings.
Yeah.
Yep, sure.
All right.
Okay. Great
See you
having you
guys.
on
See you guys
board.
later. Nice to see you
Bye.
all.
Thank you. See ya.